she shows a lot of favoritism.
So
that doesn't help.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, this is something kind of important,
Mm-hmm.
It isn't just something to.
That is kind of annoying though. Like, how do you get on the favorite side then? Like how do you get in with whoever the in person is?
How's the baby doing?
Good. It is hard though. It's like we don't sleep. She took the whole semester off. She only has 3 classes to graduate.
And that is 4. You have to have 4.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. It's insane. Like for real, it's insane. Because the problem with having them too fast, you don't realize how busy they'll be at age 2, 3, and 4 until you've had the 4th. So because of that, it's crazy. Oh, that's right. I was doing the trauma group. I remember this now.
I have a question about the group. The leading group.
Leading it, yeah. Yep.
So do you have to do it in class?
Yeah, it's hard because as social workers, we're always in person and like everything.
I mean, okay. So this is my proposal. So I don't know. So I have a group of people
Mm-hmm.
that I would like to lead it with, but they can't be here. So I was wondering if I could do it in person with them, record the whole session.
A lot of people that do, if that is done, it's usually because they took it incomplete in the class. I know that sounds weird, but like that could be an extenuating circumstance. Otherwise, I got to offer that to everybody, and then we have no class. So like, I know it sucks. Social work in person it sucks. I know it's not the answer you want to hear. Do you have a girl circle week you want to do? Like this is the relationships with peer, curriculum. So this is what I've sent you guys over announcements. And then the cool part is if you did just lead it with us instead of them, like you just have to follow this word for word. You don't have to like, I don't know what that means. So
what if I come in class and nobody shows up?
I'm at least here.
Well,
We get them live here.
Can I do it now?
Do you have one that you want to lead? That's what I was saying. You just don't like the people that are in here.
No, it's not that.
Mm-hmm.
Timid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really enjoy talking in front of people.
Oh, I hate it.
Like,
It's funny that I'm a teacher. Is I've not wanted to do this for my whole life.
I took a public speaking class,
Mm-hmm.
and it was online. Like we had to record all our speeches and upload it to YouTube, but it was still like.
Right.
It was still nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Like, and then I was pregnant at the time, so like I was running out of breath during my speeches. Like,
yeah. Right. No, I do get that. Part of me wishes social work could be all remote because that's like what everybody's asking for lately. But there's such a need for human services and like the human physical touch and contact and dealing with people that it's like we can't fake it anymore. It sucks. We did it during the pandemic.
Well, that's pretty much what it was
I don't know. Well, you guys got used to the pandemic, I think, too.
for.
So it enhanced our fears. Like, so you see this week 1 is labels, connecting with each other. Week 2 is labels. Week expressing myself. 4 is accepting all different parts of myself. 5, cultivating respect. 6, giving voice to feelings. Part 1 and part 2 is weeks 7 and 8. Romantic relationships. And then you see they all cover about 8 pages. And it goes start to finish, exactly how to lead this group. So say you go to page, any of those stand out to you that you want to pick? Wholeness and completion, girl fights or girlfriends, romantic relationships, voice to feelings, respect, accepting all different parts of myself, expressing myself, labels.
Expressing myself seems pretty basic.
So that is page 25. Let's go to that. Week 1. Do you guys have research yet?
It starts in October. 6, 7, or 8, unfortunately. You said it's page what? 40 something? 25. I don't have any of these.
You said this one?
Yeah, the expressing yourself. So we have to actually have the materials.
Oh, yeah, we can help you get those. You can like shift it a little bit too. Yeah, tape player could be your phone or your computer. The relaxation music could be on a YouTube. We do have the materials in the other classroom, and I think it's still open. Paper, and then you can make a journal. Let me grab it, because I used to always teach it in the same class, and we just had it there, so you have it. It's funny, I taught in that room like 4 semesters in a row. So, oh yeah, that's where these came from too. So now we'll try to keep them here so you guys have stuff. And if another one looks better, that's fine too. You could use the chalkboard. Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's when we've done it before.
Okay, so we're gonna be my group.
If lean it, I also asked for you guys to get to the minimum billable is like 15 minutes. Really, groups are a half an hour, so they wanted us to bill for 23 minutes. They can round up. But I asked you guys to go like 15, and then yeah, you kind of walk through it to see how it has the opening ritual. That could be music on your laptop. Your theme is expressing myself. The poetry reading. Then, yeah, the guided visualization. So you read that out loud. And you can read this off of you can have a guide. You don't have to memorize it. And then as you relax, and then write out your poetry, and then go around the room and
I have to write a poem too.
It doesn't hurt because then you've got your practice, but I remember students doing it both ways. Like if you just have us share it. Let's see if anybody got on here, and then, oh yeah, D2L.
I think I'll do it next week.
Okay. Yeah, I know. You could even do it Thursday if you really wanted to, if you want to prepare differently. The cool part is then when you interview at your like internships, I don't know where yours will be. You can say I've led a group before. They'll be like, so like here we lead groups. Have you ever led a group before? You'd be like, yeah, we did in the groups class. So that's the exciting thing. I know it sounds scary too. But that's why we have you guys do it. And did I put in a sign up date?
I think so.
Okay.
And I would do it this Thursday, but I've been having to go home pretty frequently.
Really?
Because my dad just had a kidney transplant.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's recovering.
My dad has some bad kidney stuff, and they keep forcing the vaccines on him. I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, he was on the waiting list for 40 years.
mm,
And like,
since 2020.
yeah, and he was on dialysis up to that
Okay.
point.
So I had,
He doesn't have to do a dialysis anymore, so that's the good thing.
okay.
I have to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to sit and do dialysis for like 6 hours. Then go to work. I mean, that's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And my mom's. The thing is, he's back working, but at home right now. But yeah, we've been going.
So do they have to take like paid time off with that?
Yeah, so.
That stinks.
They gave him a few weeks,
And then it's just,
but then they were like, we gotta get back to work.
what's his job?
He's at IT.
Oh, so he does okay, doesn't he? They should have good benefits, but you're right. Not many people get more than a month or two off to do stuff. How old is he?
51.
So he was,
Graduated with his master's from UC last year.
okay, yeah, he's Generation X like I am, born in the 70s.
Yeah, he was born 1972. I think he's 50.
Do you think it's like a genetic kidney thing, or is it just
Yeah,
like,
his father had kidney issues as well. But
gosh,
he
that
was
is
an
tough.
alcoholic, so
Right, yeah, that
my
hurts it.
dad, he was a drinker, so it was mostly because I mean, I think genetics, and then eating bad.
Hmm.
He's also diabetic, so
Right.
all of those kind of play.
Yeah. Oh, that is rough. I know my dad has at least stage 2 or 3 kidney disease, so he's going to be 79. It's definitely stressful though. As you're like, when's the next bad thing going to drop?
Yeah, so he used to have to go to Cincinnati because he got it done at UC Hospital. He has to go to Cincinnati every Monday for a doctor's appointment. It used to be every Monday and Friday, but as time goes on, it kind of dwindled down. But he's doing. I thought the recovery process would be a lot more gruesome than it actually is. Getting a whole organ.
Like a whole new one? Yeah, I know.
But
jeez, that is crazy.
the doctor said it really started functioning as soon as they put it in. I guess he got a good one.
That is hard though.
Yeah, and these apartments suck.
Yeah, I know.
So I'd much rather be at home than commute, but that's a lot on my car.
Yeah, I know. The car, I'm driving 600 miles a week. It's killing mine. Mine broke down.
Like I can literally hear everything upstairs. I can even hear them using their microwave. It's ridiculous. They sound like they're gonna fall to the ceiling half the time.
That's crazy.
I don't get any sleep. It's waking my daughter up in the middle of the night. So once she wakes up, it's hard to get her back to sleep.
Really? Yeah, that's how my kids were at 5 a.m. this morning. All right, we've got those. Do you only have 5 classes next semester? Or are you doing
I only have 3.
because it's practicum, that's right. So you'll still have 15 hours. That's what I should ask. Are you going to have 15 hours? Or are you going to have?
I have to take up another elective.
And you're at 120 though. You're like solidly at 120. Okay.
I think it's 121.
Well, they did lower all of them to 120, luckily,
Oh,
which is good news for most people.
Yep, so.
They're
I
like,
just
thank
have to
God.
practicum and seminar, and then I have to figure out an elective that I want to take to.
Okay.
We could just get past this semester.
I know,
Next
yeah.
semester will be kind of a breeze.
Right. It is kind of crazy though. The the grueling part of it, like I know homecoming's coming up. I know that's why I was kind of glad we had the baby early enough in the semester that it was like in between assignments and that's it. I know that it will be hard and we move closer to here on New Year's, but it's it's crazy keeping up with everything. Like, how much are those apartments?
6,000 a semester.
So 4 months or 4.5 months covered? 1,500 a month?
So, but I've had so many issues. Mold was
Ooh.
under my couch.
Is that the new one the president owns?
I don't know.
And they're furnished?
Yeah.
And how is there mold under those?
That's what I said.
Rain
I
getting
was
in?
so confused. So I hate spiders, especially now that I have a dog. I'm terrified that she's gonna be bitten. So like,
So did it get rained on and then they just closed it up and never dehydrated?
I don't know. So there was a spider. So like I went to kill it and realized there could be more spiders under this couch. So I was
Right.
gonna lift the couch up, and there were spider webs all under the couch. And so I looked closer. I thought like there's two chairs and a couch. So I lifted up the chair first, then I lifted up everything else. But the couch, I don't know what I thought it was at first, but then I like stuck my head under there even more. And
Mhm.
it was fuzzy. I was like, oh, that's definitely mold. And I was so confused. And then it took them forever. I had to move the couch outside by myself because maintenance did not come.
And these are furnished apartments.
Yeah.
And anybody can live in them that you want?
Well, if
Like,
you don't have a kid, you have to be at least 23.
oh, okay, right. So if you are dating somebody, it has to be, you said like you have to be 23.
Or if you have a kid. So they were originally, from what I was told, they were supposed to be family housing for non-traditional students.
Can you live there with a boyfriend, husband, girlfriend, or wife?
If they're helping you raise your kid.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. Well, yeah, you kind of need that, but sometimes you don't have it, so I get it.
But this was
How many have kids? Is it just like you and?
mold under the couch.
Hmm. Oh, I wonder if they stored it outside.
I don't know, but it was.
But like, did it have active spores on it? You know what I mean?
And it looked like it was fuzzy.
Oh, it was okay.
It was.
Is it? Will they replace your couch then, or what are they going
No,
to
they
do?
did not replace my couch.
They're like, all right, cool. You keep it outside. Now you've got. I was thinking the carpet. When you said that, I was thinking it was like all over the carpet.
Yeah, but it's hardwood floors. So there's no carpet in there. It's just hardwood floors. And then there was mold in the furnace room. And I didn't find that until a couple days later. I'm like, Then I got sick after, which was
Right. Yeah. Mold would make me sick for sure. And it's good you found it and some good self care to get rid of it. And what else is furnished in there?
it's just a regular warm bed.
A couch, a table, a bed.
They have an island. There's a
Oh, that's
kitchen
tricky.
island.
That way you can't walk out with the table if you wanted to.
No, you can't. But it's a
Chairs or no chairs with the island?
They have stools, like bar stools.
Do they attach?
No.
So you could walk out with the chairs.
I'm good.
I'm sure they check it when you move out, but
Yeah.
so not much. It's really just like a bar and island, stools, the couch, and no bed.
Yeah, there's bed. It's 3 bedrooms. They have like.
And 3 beds? Really?
Yeah, but I have a kid. Well, my daughter, we bought her bed.
Right. Yeah, you buy like the kid's bed.
Yeah, she's dangerous.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, mine falls out in the middle of the night all the time too. And doesn't she co-sleep at all? Or are you good at getting her?
Not anymore. She goes
Like,
sleep
how'd you
first
stop it?
year.
Yeah, how'd you stop it? Because we can't. They all co-sleep.
I would put her in.
You forced it.
I would lay her in my bed until she went to sleep, and then put her in her own bed. And eventually, she just started falling asleep in her own bed.
Right. Okay. That's good. That's helpful.
Yeah, and she likes her stuffed animals, so she.
Yeah.
She does that.
That is crazy though. Just the co-sleeping,
No, she can't sleep with me anymore. She does the most. This is her little bed. That's really not little. That's a pretty big bed for her tiny size.
Is that a like fuzzy blanket? That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
She will only sleep with fuzzy blankets.
That is hilarious. Mine are all stuck on a down comforter. I was told for the new house, because now we've got sometimes 6 in one bed. I don't know if these are. How are they only that expensive? Like, does that come with?
That's just the mattress.
So do you have to buy other stuff? Well, I'm sure my wife would want other stuff with it.
Frame,
Okay, look at this though.
headboard.
That has both.
That's nice.
And pick up today. See, they're not dummies. They make it pick up today.
And then you might have to put all that together by yourself.
Oh yeah. Well, we're used to that. Actually, so we found a dude who will put it all together, but you got to pay him 25 an hour. I know. Sometimes we're like, I'd rather do that than figure it out. Because interesting. But I guess that could be a way. I bet you these don't have free shipping. I always wonder that. Like, oh, that's why it was only $199, because you have to pick the size, don't you? So, and what's the difference on? Do you even know what that means when they say California King? I don't know what that means.
That's like the biggest. It's bigger than a king. I guess it's like.
But like, yeah, but in what way?
I guess wider.
Yeah, okay. I can see that. Hello, how are you?
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you. I was trying to see if we had pictures of her too. Let me see. Uh huh.
Me too.
We did have a lot of boys. That's why. Um, we had 2 in a row. What?
I went to see that movie in theaters when it came out.
You were saying that? Yeah.
Sound of Freedom.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Let's see here. I've got it right here. Um, I think I took a picture last night. Oh, come on. Does it always make me sign in? They always make you sign in. How are your other classes? We keep asking. How is it? How are you surviving?
I'm only taking 3 classes right now because I'm supposed to have another one, but turned into a B term.
Oh, right. So you'll have the B terms.
Yeah.
Are you still on the same time frame pace to graduate?
Well, I got 60 credits before I can.
So you're on
Ending
good.
with 60 credits, yeah.
You're on good terms.
Yeah.
There's Tommy.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk because I'm gonna add a minor.
It was kind of funny.
Funny.
She's like, God, what were they doing? There's
What do
some
you name her?
Veronica, Christine. There she is too, I think.
Oh, she's so cute.
They always look like little aliens. Oh yeah, I brought them to the creek. That's how I keep them occupied. I made them go to the creek because it was still hot outside. I'm like, let's go to the creek. I don't know how we're going to move this. Might have to just, yep, pay that guy again. What else was there? Oh yeah, he was like cracking up about the ants. They're like staring at those ants. I'm like, dude, getting kind of close to those ants. So yeah, but where is the thing we were on? Oh yeah, so if you picked this week and you want to go, you said Thursday is not good, but next week you can lead a group, and then you guys just all get to lead a group.
Is it videos in D12 that shows how to lead a group?
This tells you step by step exactly what you have to do to lead the
Is
group.
that in D12?
Yeah, this was on the announcement. It's called Relationships with Peers Curriculum. It's the Girl Circle, and it tells you every single thing. I sent it out the last month, just like you pick one of these weeks, and then
I don't think I've seen that.
I'll show you an announcement.
Okay. So I picked, what did I pick? I think I picked the self-care. Was that an option?
You could do a self-care one. That's fine. If you use these, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like
So do we do like the
on that one, you'll do an introduction, a theme. Sometimes you'll have music. So if you go into generalist practice,
have a presentation pulled up too?
you could have a PowerPoint if that helps guide you, or you could just, have it on your computer here. And then we have like materials and people. Yeah, it's a good. So here is the Girls Circle curriculum. So how to lead a group. And it's like, you could pick any one of these 10 weeks if that's easier. And then here are the themes of the 10 weeks. You've got connecting with each other, labels, expressing myself, accepting all different parts of myself. This whole class is female, right? It's Girls Circle. That's why it's funny. Giving voice to feelings. Part 1 and 2, romantic relationships, what is worth to you. And they're all like 6 to 9 pages. And it tells you step by step everything. And you can read off the guide. That way on an interview, they'll be like, have you ever led a group before? You'll be like, yeah, I've led a group in class. We had to lead groups. So you can always answer yes, which is good. And then they have some videos about the Girls Circle curriculum. There it is. Girls Circle curriculum. Hello.
Hey, Miss Mo. Hey, girl.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
How are your classes?
My classes are pretty good. I'm not big right now, so it's not really.
You're all taking B term stuff?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yes, it was.
Is that in B term? Oh, is that why?
Because,
Gifty's teaching it.
yeah,
Our new hire named Gifty.
Dr. Wiley was supposed to teach it.
She taught it last year. Yes, we brought it back. That way you guys didn't have to take only the sociology offering. So,
And then there was another one. That's like,
yeah. Oh, you have 2 social work classes B term? It's probably because Gifty is teaching them. We had to get a sponsorship visa with her. But she's been here like 10 years from Ghana.
Oh,
Yep. She got 2 masters and a doctorate here at Miami, and she's published quite a bit, actually.
the social welfare and policy is also.
Okay. So you all have this class?
Yeah, I got good research.
He's an intelligent child and a very
Like scholar.google.com. I bet I have her on here because we published something. When we were at Miami, I taught Gifty. There she is. And there's all her publications. So she's legit. We just have to get her sponsorship stuff through. She writes a lot on like bullying prevention, grandparents raising grandchildren.
It seems like it's so hard.
What's that, publishing?
Yeah.
It really takes, I mean, we're talking gosh, 10 years. I just first started publishing in 17. If I go by year, I forgot this year we got a bunch of new ones. Is it the application if you haven't done it yet? There's the application to the social work school.
No, it was, like choose a date to what you want to present.
Oh yeah, when you're going to present in the group. So that's really all it is. If you're going to present this week, next week, the week following, and it's Girl Circle, which we were just looking at here. The Girl Circle is leading groups, and it tells you exactly start to finish how to lead these groups. And then you were asking on D2L, where is it? And we found it right on. Yeah, Girls Circle here. So it's under announcements. So you pick any of the weeks 1 through 10 and then lead it. It is, did I give you guys the wrong? There it is. So it's a Dropbox. You can click into it and it will show you. It's literally, everyone is 6 pages because it has the details of how to lead a group of week 1, connecting with each other. Week 2, labels, exploring new perspective. Week 3, expressing myself. 4 is accepting all different parts of myself. 5, cultivating respect. 6 and 7 are giving voice to feelings. They're usually 6 to 9 pages. Romantic relationships, what is it worth to you? Girl fights or girlfriends? Wholeness or completion? Or you can find your own group. Like if you'd rather just find your own, you can do that. Like if there's a mental health group you want to lead that you found.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Because when they interview you at work, they'll be like, so we lead groups here. Are you okay with leading a group at the Women's Domestic Violence Shelter about maybe this stuff, Girl Circle stuff? And you'll be like, yeah, I've led one before. I did it in class. So it helps.
That's when you set up like this then?
Yeah, you can arrange it however you want. If you wanted us to sit in a circle.
Yeah, because I would say usually maybe like this.
Yeah, we can move it around if that's easier. And then I got the materials. Huh?
Okay, so basically, so we can pick what our group discussion would be, but we have to follow that and like the guidelines.
Yeah, this does give you examples of how to do the group discussion from weeks 1 through 10. And yes, you can be creative and make your own, or you can just follow this word for word. So it has opening ritual, it has your theme introduction. It says begin the circle with an opening ritual that marks commencement of the circle process. So when you're leading your group, if say we could get isn't there only 9 here? So we could get all of you guys done by October. You want to go next week. So unless if somebody's going Thursday, she would be the first one. Yeah. And so I know they probably would get mad if we lit a candle in here, but like you have an opening ritual when you lead a mental health group at a mental health place. Some people ring a bell. You ever heard the mindfulness bells? You guys know what those are? I want to see if I can find it. When you're doing like yoga and meditation, I think the Insight timer has it. There it is. Okay. Ringing a bell, having each participant say one word about their feeling. You could do highs and lows of the week. Could even do silence, music, sharing a special reading, holding hands, stating intention, setting an altar. So you could do any of those things. Then you introduce the theme. So this is just week 1 of 10 different themes that they lead on this one. And then you could do the check-in. It's time for girls. It is funny, the whole class is female. For women to check in, a talking stick could be used so nobody talks over each other. Respect is emphasized by listening. Girls are welcome to say as little or as much as they choose. One person speaks at a time. So an example is like, high and low of the week. What happened at school today? What are they presently feeling? A pressing family issue or problem, concerns about a relationship, a success or disappointment, a fight with a friend, feelings of insecurity, etc. And it's usually done at a mental health place. So, like, confidentiality is expected and known. That is the hard part about groups, is like people could break it. Like, they don't have a license, so they're not held accountable in any way. But you do ask that people honor confidentiality and be accountable to confidentiality. And you may have an activity. So it could be a verbal activity, discussions, creative activities, artistic. That's why we have like the paper. I got it from the group room we would lead in was like 2 doors down. So I moved this or whatever you bring. Yeah.
Do you have any like examples from like your other classes?
I mean, these mostly like just how it describes it word for word and like it tells you. If they did, it was literally copying this stuff. You know what I mean?
I'm just trying to see, like, because I started mine like as a PowerPoint and then I got stuck. So I'm like,
Yeah. Did you follow this as the guide? Because this one gives you literally start to finish on how to do it. So like,
I was just using the questions from the end of the syllabus.
okay, yeah.
But I did read this video.
And you can connect this with your final paper. So if you're leading a group and the group you want to create for your big 10-page final paper is the same thing, great. Like, I like it to flow. You guys can lead these by next month and turn in outline or first half of the final paper in November and then have the final done December. And that's the idea. You're allowed to make it all the same thing. Just cite Girl Circle, cite that you're using this manual. So if you did week 1, here's what it would look like. If this is what you're asking about, like an exact example, the opening ritual we were reading before, the lighting the candle, the theme is connecting with each other. It says sometimes in society, girls' relationships are strained, backstabbing, competition, judgment, fighting. The Girls Circle aims to develop true relationships and friendships, to learn how to relate to each other in a healthy way. Through life experiences, girls often place more significance on relationships with men than on relationships with women. You think that's true sometimes too? That's why they created this. It's important to develop female relationships that offer longer lasting friendships that can support us through good and difficult times. Purpose of Girls Circles and unite young women. They have a man version of this too, but since you all, if you wanted to use the boys council is what it's called, that's fine too. It's mostly for like 13 to 19, but it still applies. If you start with an icebreaker, this could be, is this kind of what you're asking, what the whole outline looks like on the PowerPoint? You're at your name game, encourage open discussion, ask, given the purpose and reason for having the circle, what type of guidelines? So this is week 1. So they usually have everyone in the group create rules like don't speak over somebody. Don't, how can we create safety? How do we want to treat each other in the group? How do we not want to flip chart or paper to write up the rules, brainstorm some guidelines written down? So you're building the first week of a 10-week process of the group of like becoming open and vulnerable. I don't know if any of y'all grew up doing like a camp or something at school that was like a support group of sorts. Have any of you been involved in a support group, or even Dr. Hunt over there? She has groups, I think, sometimes too.
Yeah, she does.
I don't know how structured they are or organized, or if it's just more free, open. Either way is fine. This one does seem to have, 6 pages to describe each week. So if you follow those 6 pages precisely, you do a check-in. It might be one thing you hope to get out of the group, one thing you feel about the topic of relationships. Then they have the commonalities beads game. And that's about like, as individuals, we're all different, yet we have common interests. You build bridges with each other. Maybe you both like gardening. Maybe y'all like movies. Then Each bead symbolizes one of those. And then it's just a way of opening up discussion. So is that answering any of your questions? Like, okay. Because it is, I like the reason I use this, and this, what's crazy is I think this manual is so expensive. Like if you try to buy it and use it and implement it, I guess if you called it Girl Circle, they would charge for sure. Let me see if, and then you'll do your closing ritual. So whatever that would look like. And then here's week 2. So you could follow, you guys pick any week that looks good for you.
And it'll tell us everything we need to like prep for the group. Okay.
In those 9 pages, you'll see everything.
Okay.
You had a question.
What is the final?
The final is the write-up of what your creation of a group would be. If you want to do a trauma group, if you want to do a girl circle, a boys council, addiction recovery. And that is detailed. The outline is pretty specific in the syllabus. So I'll have 2 due dates. I'll have like the outline first draft due for you guys. So because it's tempting to hold off till the last minute. But it's something, 10 pages you want to work on in a way that it's not that last final second. Here's the outline right here. So observation of a group is that one, but here's the outline of the paper. So you would do conceptualization. So you're conceptualizing, you're making up. And if you want to use something like Girl Circle and cite it, that's great. So group work is huge in social work. Aspiring professionals develop competence in planning different groups. This part 1 is usually like a paragraph or 2. Well, this is the exact outline you would use. So the title, what your group could be. So maybe it's support for elderly women experiencing grief over significant loss. You want to create that support group. That abstract is a paragraph. What do you want to do? It'll provide, the overview of what your group proposal is, introduce the client population. It identifies significant psychosocial concerns or themes the client population is. A lot of grants have you do this before you are accepted for funding. When we created that horticulture therapy group with Dr. Hunt, we had to write up so much that detailed that. Let me see if I can find that for you too. Because, that's close to it. They want to see the overall scope. Who are you going to run this group for? The abstract, like the client population, the significant psychosocial concerns or themes. Then that one is 1 to 3 paragraphs. This one's 3 to 8 paragraphs. So that's where you start digging in. The psychosocial concerns or themes, like the themes associated with your primary problem. Maybe it is addiction on United States campuses in the university. Psychosocial concerns that pertain to client circumstances or conditions that either cause a consequence or the primary problem. You'll discuss the scope with your social work intervention as opposed to the focus of other professions. And then, because if you're writing like an addictions problem with criminal justice focus, you might like talk about locking them up and being on probation until you pee clean for 3 months, etc. We want to go on like support group and how you're getting like sober leisure activities, how we get people clean and sober. Then this part is 1 to 2 paragraphs. So it even gives you like how long each one should be. The range of psychosocial concerns or themes that are related to the primary problem. And I have an example of a grant I wrote for Lighthouse on this one. I could likely bring up for you guys. And then you do want to show what the benefits of group work could be. That's just a couple paragraphs, like indicate why working with particular clients help you address the group. Like in addictions, it helps is people are all accountable. Like I went to this meeting, it was a good meeting, or I went to like get this sponsor take me through the book, and it was helpful to get sober to learn how to go through the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. Then you do overall purpose, indicate your purpose of the group. The overall purpose is sensitive to the setting the group would be conducted in. Like if it's across the street with Dr. Hunt, even how you'll recruit people. Like, are you going to post signs like trauma group or horticulture therapy group? How many of you taken research so far? Have you already done research with Dr. Winbush?
I did.
Oh, you did take it with Wiley? Yeah.
Wait, but was that the class we had last year?
Research? No, it wasn't research. It was, you talking about the policy? Was it policy?
Oh, yeah.
And she had you write a paper. Well, she could have had you write a research paper for it, so that would make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It felt like a research class, but
Yeah. Yeah, they can be taught similarly. Because a lot of times you're writing a research paper on a policy. But I guess like the big thing is when you show how you're going to recruit people. Sometimes you'll see Dr. Hunt post something up like we're going to have a group about this and it's on this day. And then the agency. So I recommend just like leading the group for when you guys get interviewed for your practicum or a job coming up and they say, have you ever led a group before? And you can say, yeah, we led them in the group's class and social work. Similarly, I'd write this with grants in mind and funders that will pay. Like you want to write for $100,000 to do horticulture therapy on Central State's campus. I use that as an example because we already did that last year and it was actually accepted this year. So we're starting. Dr. Hunt will add a counselor, will add plants and a greenhouse to do horticulture therapy. And we got $599,000 to do that. So it could fund your position. Like you graduated, fund your position for a few years. I'll show you the grant. The one at Lighthouse was like $1 million. That one got funded too. So let's go to that. Any questions so far? I know I'm hammering hard on the last two assignments, but that's all we're doing the last 2.5 months of class. That's it. Lead a group and then write it up. Yep.
When does the higher grade minds payout start?
That is the $1 billion fantasy question from Dr. Perdomo's the PI on that grant. So I almost blame him because we can't get a straight answer for ourselves. Are you part of it? How did it, weren't you trying to get accepted with Dr. Perdomo?
Yeah, they put me on the list.
So you are on the list.
Yeah.
And you'll do your practicum next semester. It is some good money, isn't it? Is the caveat, did anybody else great minds in here?
I seen an email for it, but I was kind of confused about it.
So basically you will do your internship at a agency that is in desperate need of like workers, you know, like I don't want to call it a high burnout place, but I feel like that's what it truthfully is. Where like so you're going to like hit the ground running and you'll learn a lot there. But I think because they are lacking their own overall funding, they've infused this $300,000 to Central State. Each student can get $10,000 or $15,000. If you do your internship there, I guess it's 400 hours. Are you both doing it next semester, or is it fall? Will you do yours in the?
I just seen the email for it.
Okay.
It said, if you're interested.
You talking about the internship though, not a Dr. Cracker.
Well, so the practicum we do here. What do you think the difference is? Maybe I should ask that.
When you get paid for when you don't. So I
Okay.
can't do the practicum.
So social work always required us to do 400 hours for an undergraduate degree and 900 hours total for your master's. I was never paid for it. Luckily, the state of Ohio has seen the need to pay people for internship practicum. We call it kind of both, which I know is confusing. But Dr. Nikita Jackson is in charge as the placement officer. She does. I'm trying to think. Do anybody from Dayton know of agencies' names? If I was to name them off,
The VA, right? You want the VA.
yes, but I don't think that's a high need practicum. So if you want the 10 or 15,000, I do think it has to be at a high need. Like,
The women's shelter,
did she say that's one?
yeah, the YWCWA, something like.
Is that one for real?
Yeah, I seen it on the list.
Oh, so okay. So do you have the list somewhere? That would be good because then I could tell people what they are. So if you do the practicum there, you do get qualified for $10,000 to $15,000. My concern is here they give you. Anybody familiar with student loans? And they have the expected family contribution, EFC or whatever it's called, and that's a number you get, and then that determines how much aid you'll get.
Oh, yeah, like for dependents.
Yeah. I mean, you do it even as like myself, I could get the maximum amount of aid. My concern here at Central is they have kind of made it with where if you do get that 15,000, you don't get a student loan, which should be good news. But there were some students that wanted both that money and a student loan. So that's the one caveat that I will put out there. That last year they're like, well, I got the money, it was great, but it was the exact same money I've always gotten. I just don't have a loan with my tuition.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they were annoyed by it. They did want both, and you're allowed to choose both. But if you took that, it doesn't make you take out as much financial aid. So it is good news, but there are people that are like, well, I don't want to do this, and then it kicks out my ability to get a student loan, and I just get that money as the same money.
Right. And would they have to use that money for student loans, or you just have to worry about paying it off?
You don't have to pay off the Great Minds money. It is money given to you.
Okay.
Loans you are supposed to be responsible for and pay off. And I know we have loan forgiveness and public service loan forgiveness. Maybe that's why people wanted both. I don't know. But that's something to keep in mind. I know that I'm getting out into the weeds there, but
I kind of emailed you the list. It's kind of loaded.
so did Perdomo send the list or did somebody else send
It
it?
was the Great Minds of
Internship site? Okay. Were you added to it this year?
last year.
Okay. So has everybody heard about that?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sent out an email.
Right, because they do want us to know. I think that we have like maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 participants right now, and that would have only gotten rid of a third of the money, and we've got to spend all of it. It's use it or lose it. So if we don't use it with you guys, then they give it back to the state. So I think you're right. You must have been in this then if you got the email. The Ohio Great Minds Fellowship Hub?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how.
Right. And then did you get placed in here last year, probably?
No.
Or is it recent? Does it let me add people in? Because, like, if so, I could add. Are you in the Ohio Great Minds Fellowship Hub?
But don't you gotta live in
Yeah.
Is that part of the catch?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's Ohio State funds. That sucks.
Yeah, that's. Because I wanted to do it so bad.
My workaround on that, are you just Indiana?
I'm gonna say, can you just school address?
That's what I would do. I would seriously get an Ohio license and just go to the DMV down here and use your damn address and like just.
Yeah,
that-
my cousin still got a Florida license. And I'm like,
That's what I'm
she
saying.
don't have a license for Ohio. I'm like, you get
Right.
a license for Ohio?
And I did that in Kentucky. I got residency in Kentucky. I got half the tuition, and I feel like you can use it. But when you apply and you're using your Indiana address, and then you're like, no, wait, no, I got this new address, I think they'll catch on like, no, you can't be. But if you just went and got an Ohio license, you can be an Ohio resident and vote here if you want, or
Okay, that might work then.
yeah. So that's the workaround. I know it sounds or seems complicated, but it's not that hard to do. I've done it before. I know in Kentucky they didn't let me count my first semester as an in-state tuition Kentucky resident, but my second semester they did because I had a house,
Like a few months or
car. Yeah, it takes a minute, so it helps to pre-plan it if you did want to do that. And then I think the other back half of that is you are supposed to work at the agency afterwards. I've
Oh,
heard.
so you need to get your job.
Yeah. So they do give you a job, and then because it is like a placement that does need social workers, they want to ensure one more year of workers there, and that's what the hell is that? That's so weird. Okay. See, oh yeah, that thing. Does that mean you're online?
I guess so.
I thought it was on my screen. I'm like rubbing it off like the kids spit on my screen. So where is? Yeah, is it in here somewhere?
Oh, it's in there.
Like,
I
is
sent
it?
to your email.
Okay. If I went in here to find it, where would you find it?
It's-
Content? It's probably under content.
Yeah, it's after that. It's go to content and scroll.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so you could work at one of these places.
Yep.
And I don't remember what year you guys graduate. Please forgive me. I should memorize it by now. Probably because I kept on having a year and then I'd push it back. And then I'd have another year, then I'd push it back. Even in my doctoral program. So A&K, Heaven for Kids, Beginning Community Care, A New Day Lottie. Is that like Snoop Dogg? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's true. Because what zip code do we want to look for? Or like area code? Akron. Dang, they got a big old freaking list.
Montgomery County, Clark County. Those are the
Are those Cincinnati? Let's see here. They probably have some full provider list. Okay. What's that?
Vanward, like 40 minutes from Indiana, or from where I live. If you, I could do that.
Oh, like you still could like stay at home and then work over the border. That's what I was telling a lot of people to do. I'm like, just work over the border. It's like, I mean, for 15 grand, I'd be on it. Now I understand the part where if you get 10 grand of student loans, now you get 15 grand and they say you don't get a student loan. That's exciting because you're less in debt. Maybe it's because of public service loan forgiveness. People are like, no, give me both. I want both the freaking money and the other money. I don't know. You might have remembered that in the class last year. Wait a second. Why did it download like that? Isn't that a little bit wonky? That's weird. It's almost like. That's fine. There's Cincinnati. I know Beach Acres well.
Oh, I can't see nothing on there.
It is Beachmont Avenue, Beach Acres. Because they do foster parenting center.
Oh,
They
that's what I wanted to.
Well, there's probably Lighthouse Youth Services. I don't know if I can search it. So if you emailed it, how well did the sheet download? Okay, like this. All right, see ya. What's that? Catholic Charities. Look at all those.
People be trying to tell me that East Cleveland.
Oh, this one, Carrington Youth Academy. That does sound a little bit.
No, you don't want to know where East Cleveland. No.
This website is weird though, because it's like, how do you download? Central Clinic. No way. That's totally Cincinnati. So I know we got a bit off track, but it seriously all comes together. So like you lead a group, you may be leading a group here. It might be a trauma group at Central Clinic for behavioral health. If you write a grant, that is something to consider. Would you guys want to see what a good grant looks like that we've had accepted before? Let's see here.
I gotta go talk to Dr.
I feel like I do too.
Oh, how was the baby?
Good.
Oh.
I think we
It's a
were.
boy, right?
It is a
Oh, it's a
girl.
girl.
Because I had all the boys looking at ants. See, they're like, dude, look at that. They're like, whoa. They're hilarious. Yeah, they're just like, and then I took them into the creek. I had to keep them away from mom.
State number 4.
4.
So you feel like you're like more prepared now.
It's insane. Like it's just insane.
Wait, what day? Because my sister had her baby.
September 8th.
Okay, yeah, my baby, my sister had a baby with 10.
Okay, yeah.
Days apart.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, he was acting like an ass that night, I think.
Because I don't
Running around.
know, because some people maybe tell me their babies, like one baby was quiet.
Yeah.
Then this baby was loud. Like my son, he was a screamer.
Mhm.
Like when he came, like it was like he's here and then, like he had
Yeah.
on the day he came out was some warnings from him.
Yeah, that's how my niece was too. She a diva.
And then you'll see some babies, you were like, this baby quiet, like.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the problem with having the 4 and 4 years is you don't realize how much the 3 and 4 year old are going to be, and you've got a newborn now. You got to take care of the 3 and 4. And this dude, he's 20 months. He won't go to sleep. He's like, he's staying up all damn night, just like laughing at me, like he won't sleep. Like he thinks it's hilarious.
At least they're close to age. I feel like when me and my brother, we're 7 years apart, we didn't really have like as close of a connection.
Yeah, right. No, they're going to be all within like 4.5 years. That's kind of funny
They
here.
also go to the same school.
Yeah, probably.
Can't get together. Our friends a little bit similar.
They were probably beating him up there. I don't know why he was all pissed off. Like, they're so mean. They like push him over. What else? Let's see if we can find his. Oh yeah, and then we found this creek though. It's so funny that he's like crawling down into the creek with us. They scoot all the way down, and they love this stupid
Aw.
creek because that was. I think I just brought him last night. So she's like, "Here's some
Aw.
barefoot in the freaking creek." It's hilarious.
Is that right? That's near your house?
It is close, yeah. Ohio has so many weird little nooks and crannies.
What messes me up about Cincinnati is those steep hills.
Yep.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's what this really is. It's like we go straight down the hill, and then the neighbor that has this yard, she's like, "You can go down the creek there anytime. I don't care." So I go right through her yard.
Period.
Yeah. But it was fun. Just it still is crazy trying to do. Well, there's this huge hill, so they got to like scoot down. It's like insanity.
Have you ever bought one of those like huge bouncy houses or whatever?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They love that.
I think that shoot, did I have one of those in here? Like, I probably didn't take a picture of it.
I always rent mine. I know some people who actually like buy them. But
They are now.
Are you bringing? I'm bringing my kids home. Are you bringing you? No. I'm like, what would I do something like that for? I'm like, what? You got
It's a lot of hard work.
Like, I'll be over there stressed out. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not doing it. But yeah. So we keep going with this PowerPoint.
She said, when are we going to sign up for
Oh,
groups?
Are you aware of the visor change?
No.
So with PETA, she said that I'm her advisor now. She done A through M,
Okay.
and then I think you have N through Z, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Because you were my advisor at first,
Okay.
but now I guess Nikita.
Because we did have it cut in thirds, and now it's half again.
Yeah, because other social.
We've done this like 3 years in a row, and it's kind of funny because the third one has always been like our oddball. It's more me and Nikita still have always done it. That's why I'm like, let's just go half and half because
Yeah, she said that the other lady went to go do her own private practice.
she did, and it takes a while to train everybody. So Nikita's awesome.
She said they were going to open up registration in October.
Yes. Yep. And we'll want to get you guys locked into your classes for sure. It is a big deal because you're, do we ever do your check sheet or show you how to do it at least?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a check sheet.
Okay.
And then it's actually.
Nikita's awesome because she like knows how to color code it. She knows how to like make it pretty. I think Nisha did that too. I'm the only one who's not color coded because I'm old. She knows how to highlight it. What do you need? What do you? So yeah, we got induced at 3 a.m. Sunday, September 8th. That's what it said.
Oh.
And it came 10 a.m. Sunday. So 7 hours later.
Was you there the whole time with her?
Yeah, I did the full
Yeah.
photo shoot. I don't think
Let's see what
she's
else. And then-
like I got the crowning of the baby coming out, all of it.
Oh, wow. Did you
I
put
don't
that
know,
with
what is it?
I did, yeah. So maybe I do have that picture, but I got to sort through it as I'll look at it, and it'll be. She's like, I don't want you putting my stuff all up on that screen. I'm like, I understand. I'm not
Did
going
she
to."
get the epidural?
She did.
Okay, good. That's all that matters.
She did, and this one had fentanyl.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that crazy? The epidurals have
And they
fentanyl.
told me.
I want to look it up. I want to
Yeah,
see why. Do they? One of them she got didn't have it.
Yeah, my sister had to have a C-section.
Really?
Again, yeah, she already had like one C-section. But I was just like, I'm not ready for a kid because I'm not trying to get cut open and I'm not trying to push anything out.
Right. Oh, you're saying you don't want any of them?
Yeah, I do want a kid. But
Yeah.
Like, I
And
feel
when you
like
think about the process,
it's just like so traumatizing.
It can be. I mean,
you gotta have a good supportive person.
yeah, and I mean, it sounds weird, but even sex in general can be like painful, harmful, but like a good supportive person is important, and like to talk about it and to make sure that you may receive a stitch or two is not the end of the world. Like everything still functions fine afterwards. So, what else is there? Well, Nikita would be a good one to talk about. She did it.
Yeah.
In March.
I know it is.
I'm gonna wait till I'm in my 30s though.
Right. Well, I mean, that's really what we did. We were 35, 36, 37, and 38 for our, she was, and I was 42, 43, 44, and 46.
Yeah, that's not bad. I don't mind being like an older parent.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like you're more established. Like,
Have my money.
Just make sure you don't have endometriosis early. That's something that starts growing in your womb. It's almost like a spider web, and it like takes over your womb, and then you can never conceive. But if you catch it early, like, you know, I don't know how they would search for it.
I don't know. My mom, she had endometriosis.
She still had
like,
babies?
Yeah, they told
Okay.
her. Well, they told her that she couldn't have kids.
And she still did.
And
See,
she had 3.
Right.
So, like, no.
It's almost like a fibrous
Yeah.
spider web in your womb almost.
She had fibroids around.
And so to like block it out, and it would be hard to get the baby
They-
big.
They could do surgery though to like remove.
Yeah. Or if you caught it young, you would want to know is if it keeps growing into your 30s, there wouldn't be a space for the baby. You know what I mean? But like if you caught it young, I don't know how the hell they probably do like a scan. That's a big common one.
Heavy periods or whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty common, and that's what my sister-in-law had 5 miscarriages because of it. So it's definitely sad. Yeah, and so they adopted 2. So just making sure either you don't have that, and I guess if it gets bad enough, do they just do a hysterectomy?
You can get a hysterectomy, but
But then your womb's gone forever.
yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. They'll tell somebody they can't have kids. I mean, usually I've known somebody as well who had their mom had 5 miscarriages, but then she has 2 daughters. And
Okay.
then both of her 2
Yeah.
daughters ended up having 4 kids apiece. And I'm like, well, your baby's better.
Wow.
I'm like, but yeah, just to keep on going through that pain of having a miscarriage.
Yes.
Like you probably wouldn't want to keep
Oh.
trying.
Well, if it's big enough, then you still do have to pass it. I guess you
Oh,
need to
yeah.
pass it no matter what. But like if it's
Yeah.
even that, then you would feel it.
Because I will
But if it's
say,
like that, you
my
won't.
mom did have 3 kids, whatever. But my last, like with my little brother, he passed away, and it was like he was 6 months. 6 months, he still had to push,
Oh my
push him
goodness.
Yeah,
out.
you have to still give birth.
And that was in '97. So
Yeah, I know that is sad.
It
That's,
is sad. Like,
so they catch that stuff before the bad stuff happens. You know what I mean? That's why.
Yeah, he ended up having like a cleft lip or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
I think that's where you can't they can't breathe with the cleft lip or something like that. I was only a couple, like in '97, I was only 2, so yeah. I was just there, but yeah, I've seen people have many miscarriages. I'm just like, that's just.
I know. Yeah, and that's where I mean, in February, my wife turns 39. I'll be 47 next, so it's like we barely got through our time, and that's okay. It like worked out.
it definitely worked out.
It's crazy.